Hey students, so this was your second day of class, and we had our first real economics lesson today, and it was about the core principle number one, and that says that people must choose, that economics is all about making choices, and as we go along our daily lives, we're making choices all day long. Some of the other choices, or I should say most of them, are pretty just simple, but some choices we have in life are really big, and I gave you a couple examples of that. And we also had our activity, which was the who's going to get a drink activity. And so you were divided into groups, and you had a situation in which you had to make a choice. We have to make choices because of scarcity. That's sort of like a big vocab word for us. Scarcity simply means that there's not enough of a resource to go around for everybody to get everything they want. All resources are limited, yet people have unlimited wants and needs. And so we got to make choices. And so in that activity, you had to choose a village. And some of you asked great questions. Some of you wanted to know what would happen if you chose a certain village. And although I thought that was great that you were thinking about it, it's hard to say what the future consequences will be. And they could be positive, they could be negative, some could be unintended. And so we learned about our choices in class, like what happened if you chose village A or B or C or D. So it was fun to do with you guys, and you were pretty much predictable. Most of the groups chose village A, some C, and as of right now, out of 5 classes, 4 have done it. Nobody's picked B or D. And so we revealed that in class, and I told you at that time that you were working with limited knowledge because we haven't talked about the other core principles yet that we have on the board. But it was a great intro to showing you what happens when you have a big choice that you have to make, and the costs, the costs and the consequences that can come with that. And that's everyday life. Okay, that's economics. So we also got our handouts today, or as I call it, the little textbook in class, and that's good for all the way through Unit 1. And we were looking at pages 1 on there where we identified the Greek word for economics, oikonomos, and what that meant, and how you can see that in our society today with how we run our households, how countries manage society, how governments will manage societies. And then we got into the core principle number 1, and we're writing some things down in there. And then we finished by looking at what our homework's going to be, which was the factors of production on page 3 and 4. Okay? I hope you had a good first week at school, and we'll see you next week.